Okay, so we have grouped these two items. When we did the reverse sky, stacked them so that we could get a little bit more sky to put our title in. It's not necessarily working as well with our this type of layout with our banner layout. And actually, I think I'm going to kind of move this over so that Baldy, that hill, the kind of the landmark, is a little bit more in the frame. And I'm going to do a Command Shift G to ungroup. And I'm going to actually Command click to try and click on the image that I'm wanting to click on. I'm actually going to bring in the sides a little bit, just crop them down. And I'll regroup it after I'm done, just to bring that Baldy into the frame a little bit more. And then, so let's see, we'll move Cowan over. And I'm not exactly sure how well this is going to end up like working out, but maybe I could just grab it. So maybe like there could be a little bit more. So we're gonna have to make this bigger. So we'll do, free transform tool or E, and maybe that's good. Maybe something like that. And actually, I think this is lining up with the bottom of that, which is actually kind of probably what I want, but I'll do a shift click and use the alignment. And actually align is in here as well, so, or under window. Where is it? It should be in here. Oh, object and layout, window, object and layout, and then align. So if you want your panel open, that's why I like this to be open. What is this thing called? Control panel. Because it has everything kind of in it, like the character one is in it. When you click on text, the character kind of comes up here. So it's kind of like a nice little catch-all of a lot of useful features. So our little shape here, we're going to have to maybe move these things around. So I'll select these things, maybe. Okay, so I have this selected, and then I'm going to try and select our shape at the same time. I think that maybe we should try to keep this in the center of the design somehow. We might have to alter the shape. Like we might have to bring it down a little bit. That blue is really showing up now. Which I'm not sure how fond of that I am, but so I mean we could do something like this. And then we could, we're gonna probably have to even change that shape a little bit. Like, so if I get the direct select tool, which is the white arrow, and I shift click on this dot, and I hold shift as I'm going, well, maybe not shift. Maybe I can change the shape of this to be more elongated, and maybe I don't even need to do it this way. Like maybe I should do like Command Z, so we'll go back to the way we were. Maybe we'll just use this tool and just stretch it instead of trying to mess with like anchor points and stuff. But sometimes that doesn't work either, so it's just kind of like trying it and seeing if it works and then going from there. Although it does appear that it might work. I just need to center it. And I'm just eyeballing this. So maybe that is working pretty well. And I think I'll bring it down a little bit more too, just to kind of help with that a little bit. Yeah, and this is going to be kind of small, but for the sake of not stretching it out and making it super blurry. We'll keep it the way it is currently. So I was thinking, since this is secondary, we're going to leave it on this side. And actually, this might not actually, call for that. And this might actually need to be on this side because the background on it. I mean, if I got a different logo, maybe if I just used a straight up maroon colored logo on this color, that would work. But since it's white, it's going to show up better on this darker background. Plus, it has the maroon background included into it. So, I mean, I think this "Do You Love Art" thing doesn't really make sense on a banner. So one of the things we could do is we could continue, we could have this maybe over here and then study design under the big sky like over here. And maybe it would be smarter to have the maroon on this side with the mountain and then this on this side with Cowan, because graphic design at MSU Northern, that text would make more sense over the top of Cowan, and then design of the big sky might make a little bit more sense over, this landscape of, and I could even get a photo of Big Sky Country instead of the bear paws, because I guess that does make a little bit more sense. But I mean, obviously for the sake of time, saving some time. And this is going to have to be a lot bigger, so I'm definitely going to have to find a decent logo for that. I can email Jim Potter and get him to send us a decent logo. But for now, as far as you guys getting a good idea, this is going to have to do. So we could do it like this, where we do like, two different parts, two sides to the banner, straight down the middle. This could be the same size. So let's use the eyedropper tool. If it's not up, make sure that, you click and drag down. Just hold it down and you'll get this extra box and make sure the eyedropper tool. And so if this is selected, we can eyedropper tool off of this text so that we can get the same size and everything. For some reason it didn't pick up the leading, which is annoying, but so it's 312 is the leading on it, so we'll just put that in. 312, enter. So I can take this out of there and then have, kind of have these lined up with each other, obviously center them in the boxes and everything. Another thing we could try, I'll do a Command S so I save that. Another thing we could try is to Command A, Command C, and then into the pages, we could add another page. See how these aren't stacked? We don't want that. So if we go into File, Document Setup, let's click Facing Pages off so that they're not facing, because that's actually more for like a book or magazine layout. With a banner, I like to have everything stacked. So Command A, Command C, and then we're going to do a paste in place, which is kind of a tricky one, but it's Shift Option Command V, and that'll paste everything in place. Like, so I have two of the exact, I'm on either page, but it's exactly the same. So we could do like a delete this and bring this up here, bring this up here. Oops, sorry about that. Bring this up here like this and bring it on top there. So we could make this all on one line, make this as big as we can get it. And it could still be 2 lines, but I was just going to see how everything fit. I'm not sure if it's working as well for me, like as far as, and we could always have this down here and then, move this. Let's see. I'm trying to select this shape here and then this. So if we moved this up and centered it a little bit more, maybe. Yeah, it's just going to be a tight fit no matter what. I mean, it's worth giving it a try and creating another text box here. But I mean, we'll get a rough idea of like, is this going to work or not? And I don't think it is. I think we're kind of losing the duality of the nature of our design that we had going there with the two sections. And I really do think it would be necessary to change the color. So change the colors around like I had talked about. So I don't think that that works as well. It's nice that the graphic design at MSU Northern is so big. Because I mean, if you think about it, Banner's got to, you know, reach people from like pretty far away. So why is that not working? Anyway, I was trying to do a zoom out, but it wouldn't let me for some reason. And minus is not working. Oh, I think it's because my artboards are so large. And this is a little too big. It almost needs to be on 2 lines anyway. And then if I want this graphic in here, it just starts to get, it's just not working. This is looking a little bit better, although I must say it would be nice to maybe have it. So if I do a Command C, Command A, Command C, I'm going to go ahead and make one more page, Shift, Option, Command V, so we can do a paste in place, and I'm going to try to switch around these 2 sides. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to delete this, I'm going to zoom in here, oops, because I don't want a bunch of this extra stuff hanging off the side here. I want this to be pretty much sized to what size we want it to be. And then I will try switching the 2 sides. Now I'll just grab it and bring it over here. I'm pushing Shift, so I'm not moving it up and down. It just moves it straight across, which is kind of handy in this particular scenario. I guess I'll do the same here. Zoom in. I'm running out of time on this video, so I'm going to have to you know, let's see. I'll ungroup these things. I will, let's see, crop this down to the bleed line and do the same with this. I mean, if you had layers, I know some people use layers in InDesign. I don't, which it does end up getting to be a little bit problematic. Because then you're like, okay, I need to click on this layer, and it's kind of hard to like select stuff when you're always just like command clicking. And but I think, let's make sure that's lining up with the bleed line well. Okay, yeah, looks pretty good. Okay, Command 0. And then, so we'll push Shift, slide that into its spot, make sure it's underneath it. Oh, my Cowan Hall picture has decided to not be, okay, well, I think I want to switch these fonts here. And some of my layers got messed up in the process of moving things around, but there we go. So that needs to be brought on top and moved over. Just move it all the way over there. And this needs to be over here. I'm running out of time in this video. See like how much of a pain in the ass this all is. I don't know. Make sure that's on top. So this will go over here where it should go, honestly, is in the corner here. So anyway, I've run out of time so far, but we will fix this.